India wears the title of diabetes capital in the world. A bulk of the diabetes patients in India, that is an estimated 50 million. It's a huge number, and all suffer from type 2 diabetes. And what is even worse that type 2 diabetes is highly prevalent in the younger population. That's around 20% of the Indians above the age of 20, and 35 to 40% of Indians above the age of 60 suffer from this disease. That's diabetes. So today on our healthcare startup series, we have Gayatri Choda with us, and her startup is also working in the same field. Let's invite her and let's know more about her startup and the offerings that her startup is offering. Hi Gayatri, welcome to MediCircle.
Thank you, Smita. Pleasure to be here.
So Gayatri, I have we have actually covered you sometime before that. You have this Aarca Research, as you're the founder of Aarca Research. So what is this startup about and what are its prime offerings?
Sure. So Aarca Research is a soft health tech research company where we are trying to develop non-invasive solutions in early detection space. And so currently our solution is called IRA, which is like intelligent health risk assessment. Using that, we are developing an early detection for type 2 diabetes, hypertension, and dyslipidemia in a single screening. You're absolutely right when you said that like the younger population is actually getting type 2 diabetes these days. So we want to see, give an opportunity for people to identify this disease early on and give a possibility of delay this condition or like hopefully avoid it altogether. Because type 2 diabetes is a very long, a disease that takes like a longer period to manifest. And if you detect it early, you can actually prevent it from getting. So this is where our solution works today.
So, but being the health tech, being the co-founder and the CEO of this health tech company that is providing invasive pre-diagnosis solutions for chronic diseases, as there are so many patients, Gayatri, who are suffering from type 2 diabetes, especially in India. So and there are a lot of cases also where there is a delay of diagnosis, and also where there are treatments are getting offered, but yes, patients are still not able to recover from that particular condition. As it is a disorder, definitely it needs to be taken into control. But a lot of patients sometimes keep their medicines in time. Sometimes they are taking all scheduled things, doing yoga, doing exercises, everything. But after some time, this becomes very, very strenuous, and the patients again go back with higher insulin levels in their blood sugar. And then the doctor also have a lot of other things. Again, it is going to affect your kidneys, your eyes, your feet, and other things. So at Aarca Research, what are the most important USPs over other preventative health ventures like we have in the market, like Twin Health and Zyla Health, that is actually helping your startup to gain more and more patients and help more and more, especially diabetic patients in India?
Sure. You're absolutely right. Again, when you said the amount of complications that come out of this condition and people being, either take it for granted or, that sort of not responding in time is a bigger issue. Having said that, our solution basically works in two ways. For undiagnosed people, we actually tell them if they are at risk of developing this condition down the line, like 4 to 6 years. So it's like very, very early advance, very early clinical stages. And for the people who are already been diagnosed, our solution does help in terms of identifying how the condition is affecting their arteries, or like if there is any complications that are being developed and all. So it works like both ways for an undiagnosed as well as from the diagnosis space. And most often people do forget that type 2 diabetes is actually like a starting condition, but then, you have these comorbidities that keep coming in because of that, hypertension is a condition, you have dyslipidemia, diabetic foot, and once it becomes complicated, that's when your brain strokes and heart strokes, kidney diseases keep coming in and all, right? So while there are solutions that are in the market that are addressing the complications and how to control, how to manage better way, like from a chronic care space, we actually are approaching the solution from early detection, take more precautions, that sort of a space, right? So our motto is like, you can say prevention is better than cure, right? So that's where the solution currently fits in. We are also kind of like figuring out that in a clinical setting right now, people think that you are above 40 or probably 35. That's when you are prone to getting this condition. But what we are seeing is like even a 25-year-old is actually having a risk of like 7 on a scale of 10 or something like that. So the early detection should actually start when you're already healthy, so you cannot like start your day thinking that I'm a perfectly healthy person today because I don't have any symptoms, because it is a sleeping disease. Like a lot of times symptoms are very subtle. Diagnosis gets delayed because they're more generic in nature and all. So the fact that ours is a completely non-invasive solution, we hope people do get encouraged by it, because there is no fear of needles, no fear of infections, or even no need of, let's say, continuous waiting for 2 hours for your results and all. In fact, like our solution takes like the 1-minute video of the face, and we process using computer vision, machine learning, and the reports get generated within 5 minutes of your video. So it's like, it's almost real time, right? So the solution is there, and right now we are, anyone who is interested in a solution can get connected to one of our partner, and then, so the idea is we want to be there where people are not thinking about it already. So the problem is addressed before it even starts.
And that's very much needed, because as also India is seeing this paradigm shift from sickness to wellness, people are opening up to this fact that it's
right.
Definitely we need to have more and more diagnosis and health checkups to be done, rather than falling sick, and making us more healthy by opting so many ways today, wearing like wearable health gadgets, to exercises, to so many things, meditation. So that's one thing which really COVID has helped us, taught us, and to be more disciplined and take our health seriously.
Right, absolutely.
Yes, Gayatri, tell us more about your patients network.
Sure. So currently, like you clearly positioned, right? Like we are operating in this pre-diagnosis wellness sort of a space right now. So our solution is available as a health checkup currently, and we work with different entities who are in the providing this sort of a solution, right? So right now it's not available with the doctors, but then it is actually available as an employer wellness solution, or even any healthcare package sort of a solution and all. Currently we are operational in Mumbai, Hyderabad, and Bangalore. So anyone who is interested should be able to get a screening done in these 3 cities at this moment. And we are hoping by in the next couple of months, we will be available in Delhi and NCR area, and also a couple of other cities in India.
So tell us more about this, Gayatri, that suppose if I'm a patient and I think that I'm I'm having fatigue or any symptoms, even if having no symptoms. So what is the way, how the screen is done, and how we access your website or app or portal?
Sure, the recipe, right? So right now we do take a 1-minute thermal video. So we do have a dependency from a hardware point of view. So so people can approach us, like, you can drop a note, like if they're interested in screening on the website, and we will get in touch with them, and we'll be connecting them to one of our partners, and they can go there and get the screening done at this moment. Like I said, like the report is available almost real time. I do want to touch on the science behind in terms of the solution, if I may. The idea is these type 2 diabetes and hypertension and dyslipidemia, these all conditions actually end up having a lot of impact on your arterial structure before it becomes like symptomatic in terms of the blood glucose and all. So what we do using our technology is we are measuring those changes that are getting impacted because of this increase in glucose or increase in lipids or change in your flow itself. We're measuring that impact and using that impact to identify where you are on a risk scale per se. So if we are saying that our condition, I mean, in our risk scale, somebody is scoring so much, it means that the condition has already been started. So it's not a risk. So it's not like, your parents has a risk and you have a risk, it's not that way. So like basically your body started having impact of this condition, so the idea is you have to start taking measurements if you don't want to be diagnosed with that disease in future. So that being said, this condition currently, again, type 2 diabetes being super critical, people always assume that it's glucose, or it leads to like I'm having a weight loss, or some other than then only it's a symptom or something like that. It is like there is a very good possibility that there are no symptoms and you are having a very high glucose itself. And so, but your body will undergo these changes, and that's what we are measuring as well. Yeah, I hope it gives a fine idea about what the solution is.
Definitely, because it's very much needed that people can access something very easily and also get them tested, diagnosed, and getting also the outcome in a very short possible time, so that they know what this should be the next course of action.
Right. And in a way, we are also building our partner network in such a way that we are going to those places where people are already there, rather than like waiting for people to come to a doctor, because almost always, like from our psyche point of view, we only think of a doctor when there is a problem, right? But we are addressing this problem before it happens. So we want to go to those places where people are already there, so that's the partner network that we're talking about.
That's good. And actually, your venture has received numerous awards from Data Innovation Bazaar Award and NASCOM Emerge 50 awards. So you have also received pre-seed fund, and I think you have some five patents under your belt. So there are a lot of things, a lot of happenings going on. How many funds you have raised so far, and how has the funds been utilized?
I mean, it's been a journey. So we are a 3-year-old company, and we did like 2 rounds. One is a friends and family round, and one is an angel round of 200K. We are currently in the process of raising like one more run, which helps us to go to the FDA and everything. So that's the plan. Yeah, we actually had our initial discussions with FDA from pre-sub, and they also confirmed that this is the first of its kind solution that they are seeing across the globe. So we are very, very psyched about it.
That's good that Indian entrepreneurs are doing something good about, especially a disease like diabetes, because it's the number of cases are increasing, and definitely preventative things and early diagnosis is the key to treat this disease in a much easier manner.
Sure. Yeah.
The last quick one there, Gayatri. So, what goals does Aarca Research want to achieve in this year, 2022?
Sure. So we have all the compliance and regulatory requirements that are, we already have those requirements to operate in India. And we are also speaking to a couple of partners in other continents to take our solutions there. Right now, like I mentioned, like we are in the process of having our FDA cleared, given the fact that this is the first of its kind of solution. Even FDA is putting the effort to sort of like learn what the solution is, how it can help and everything. So these are like the revenue generation aspect in India, and getting our compliance done from FDA is the major 2 goals for this year. And hopefully, while doing so, we can give like more help for people.
So that's great, and thank you so much, Gayatri, for joining us today at this healthcare startup series. Especially any message which you want to give to all those women entrepreneurs, especially who are watching this video, to inspire them and achieve their dreams.
Men or women, I guess the idea is your solution being unique, and while somebody is willing to pay for it is the biggest validation that we can get. And I think regardless of where we are, I think we should just focus on that.
That's great. So thank you so much, Gayatri, and all the best with Aarca Research, and more fundings, and also more and more innovations, especially in these chronic diseases where healthcare startups are making such a good change. And I hope it reaches the remotest of pins of India and making it more and more accessible and available.
Sure. Thank you so much, Smrita. Thank you for the opportunity and love talking to you.
Same here. Thanks.
Thank you.